Isaiah 53:3. He was despised and rejected of men, a man of sorrows and acquainted with grief, and we hid, as it were, our faces from him, and he was despised, and we did not esteem him. Surely he was bore our griefs and carried our sorrows, yet we esteemed him stricken, smitten by God, and afflicted. But he was wounded for our transgression, he was bruised for our iniquities. The chastisement of our peace was upon him, and by his stripes we are healed. We like sheep have gone astray and turned away, every one to his own way, and the Lord has laid on him the iniquity of us all. Another word for sin is iniquity. Synonym: sin, transgression, trespass. All of these are synonymous in the Levitical sacrificial system. What did Paul say? Tutor, GPS is pointing in a direction. I'm not going to be able to get to everything, but I'm just telling you, this is just a drop in the bucket. I've got a lot of scripture in my notes that I'm not going to be able to get to because we just want to take our time. So this cross-life Bible study. So we're going to take it in parts and chunks. So I'm going to put it on the place I'm going to put the notes on is going to be the Cross-Life Facebook page. That's the only place. The Cross-Life Facebook page. Go there and you'll be able to see the notes for all these different things that I'm talking about. So you can see David 1000 BC, Isaiah 800 BC, Persians 600 BC, Romans, Alexander, because remember you got to get to Alexander first, and then the Romans. And don't forget, you got to, before the Romans, you have to get to the Maccabees. Then you get to the Romans. And in that time frame, the Romans borrow the crucifixion, like they borrow a lot of things. They borrow the crucifixion, and they become known for it. And that's how we get to the place of the crucifixion as a commonplace practice of judgment for the Roman Empire. But they did not invent the crucifixion, the Persians did. But they don't become the widely known mechanism for it. That they create it, but they don't become the most famous for it. The Romans do. Because remember, the Romans conquered their known world for 500 years, longer than anybody else did. That's why the old saying says, all roads lead to what? Rome. Because they conquered the known world. In the fullness of time. That's what Paul says in the book of Galatians. Not my words, his. So everything is leading in a certain direction to a certain place. But what did Isaiah say? What did the Lord say? And this is just a drop in the bucket, ladies and gentlemen, of the jury, if I may say. He said, declaring the end from the beginning, from ancient times, the things not yet done. So that is why Jesus said, go back to the laws of Moses, go back to the law of Moses, go to the Psalms, go to the prophets. You're going to see me there. What was written about what? Me. So the heart of Christianity is the cross. The heart of Christianity is Jesus. The heart of Christianity is the fulfillment of the prophetic prophecies of the Messiah and the life and ministry of Jesus Christ. Christianity stands and falls in the life of Jesus Christ. And the life of Jesus Christ stands not as an independent figure in history, no, but as a dependent figure on the law, the Psalms, and the prophets. That's not me saying it. That's Jesus saying. He says, look at what Moses said. Look at what the Psalms say. Look at what the prophets say and go back and see if there. It's the Messiah. The prophetic prophecies of the Messiah are lived out in the life of Jesus. Josh McDowell says it this way. You take a coin, you take a quarter, flip, pick up. This team was just there. Pick up the state of Texas. Shake it loose. Drop the quarter. Drop the state of Texas. And baby, try to find that quarter. That's the statistical probabilities of trying to fulfill prophecies randomly. Just one, and one, and one, and one. How do Jewish men know about the way the Messiah is going to die? 200 years with a method that they have no comprehension, that they have never seen. David and anybody, any Semitic person in the Middle East would have never had, and David saw a lot of battles, more than Isaiah ever did. In terms of being on the battlefield, he saw a lot more than Isaiah did. If Isaiah saw something like that, it was by happenstance. David was there. David was a soldier. He was a warrior. He saw a lot of... He would be at the VA right now, okay? David saw a lot of stuff. He would have seen as much battle as any hardened soldier in any military from Russia, United States, China, in any lifetime. In any lifetime. That's what David would have seen. But David never would have had a mental image of a crucifixion because it didn't exist. There was no crucifixion in the lifetime of David. No nation around David, from Africa to Europe to the other, to Persia, to Babylon, to Israel, to the Greeks, no one was practicing the judgment of crucifixion at all in the lifetime of David. And the same thing for Isaiah. No one. Not from the tip of Africa to Asia to Europe. Israel came in contact with African nations, Asian nations, European nations. They never, David and Isaiah, never would have come in contact, never would have heard of somebody or seen it with their own eyes, especially David, would have ever seen anybody being crucified because it didn't exist. Where's the explanation for that? Isaiah 46:10, declaring the end from the beginning, from ancient times the things yet not done, saying, my counsel shall stand, and I will do my pleasure.